Yeah, Brooklyn. Ooh. Look, I used to play the game like I'm in the field and still live my life like I'm Uncle Phil. I been about the dollar, so I chase the bills. The world is going nuts, Bible be the pill. And sometimes I contemplate an overdose. I'd rather die in righteousness, can't speak for most. I still remember nights sleeping with the toast, plus the bar was open. Yeah. Peace. Yeah, it's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one on that Repent podcast. For those that don't know who I am, I'm truly original for the bound to by blood, not by converge. You know I'm out here to splurge with the word. Not gonna make no noise. 5 o'clock in the morning. Ain't get no sleep. Crazy how my night ended. Came home, ordered me some Uber Eats, and literally just fell asleep. So I literally lost all my bread that for the food is gone. But it is what it is. Can't complain. You know what I'm saying? I've been up ever since. I said, you know what? Let me take the time out, do what I gotta do, get some paperwork, and I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? You see the backgrounds, just trying to improve. Ain't no green screen today, man. You guys are gonna see. You guys are gonna see the crib for what it is. You see the PS5 in the background. We kind of Hollywood around here. Yeah, man. Hope you guys cool, calm, and collective. I ain't gonna be too crazy today. I just want to show you guys some things, man. You guys be shocked to see the things that we have been engaged in, the things that we have been forced to submit ourselves to. In some way, shape, or form, it's been very detrimental to us as black people. Even Europeans have been affected behind these deceptions, these lies and confusion, to the point where we fight for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we fighting to uphold the lie. And it's like, are you really paying attention? Are you really doing your studies, or do you just don't care? You just happy that you are alive and you get to give worship and praise, right? Now, for me, as a colored man, I spent my whole life believing this fairy tale. And yes, it is a fairy tale, right? What I mean by the fairy tale is the image that they have displayed to us, the belief that and the trust that they have told us to put into this man has literally been nothing but a mockery when it's pertaining to us. You know what I'm saying? And when you reach a certain point in time in your life, you then have to sit there and evaluate things. See, I had to evaluate things. I had to evaluate things in the notion of if we're doing everything according to Jesus and we're following his ways and his patterns, then why are we still being killed? Why are we being forcibly incarcerated? Why is our women being violated? Why is our children being violated? Why nobody standing up for us? Why nobody representing us? Why none of these things is occurring, right? And then you sit back and then you evaluate also how your ancestors and your grandmothers, a lot of our grandparents was full-fledged Christians, Catholics, whatever, and they didn't die peacefully. You know what I'm saying? Some of our parents, some of our grandparents, heart attacks, cancer, you name it, they claimed it. You know what I'm saying? And as I got older and me pursuing this how can you say this? Me pursuing this truth, trying to uncover, because at the end of the day, we all are spiritual people. So we always try to tap into them spiritual realms, right? I'm like, yo, I'm going to tap here, see what's going on here, see what's going on there, just trying to find something, right? And I'm going to give you guys, alive, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, basically telling you how when they changed the name, it came with possession of the thing that they changed it to, right? So whoever changed the name owns it. So my name, that is my name, that's really not who I am. So the person that owns that name owns me, owns you, right? They could be dead and gone, but your name, once it's on that birth certificate, they get a percentage of you every year. They call it tax. Oh yeah. Don't think that these people is not living their best lives with your expense. You understand? Slavery still exists. All right? It just went from physical to mental and spiritual, but it still exists. And it's gonna stay here, it's gonna remain here until we as individuals start uncovering and breaking down the lies that we was told over the years. You understand? Like we have to understand that we was told lies. You can't get mad at the messenger because the messenger is telling you, yo, man, you've been lied to. We've been lied to. And you have to accept that harsh reality. That's the only way we're gonna make progress and move forward, bro. We have to understand, like, damn, these dudes violated. Yeah, they played me for a fool. So what am I gonna do moving forward? Am I gonna continue being played as a fool? Or I'm gonna do the necessary things to say, nah, I'm not the one to be played with. You feel me? They teach you to keep that same type of energy. No, don't play with me when it comes to your own, but when it comes to them, it's like you're in a state of submission. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the image of Jesus that got you fearful of these individuals. And I'm not even here trying to promote violence, but I'm just trying to make you understand that you are a man at the end of the day. And they're not even doing half of the harsh things that they did to your ancestors, man. And yet you in a complete compliance submission with no pushback, nothing. They're about to unleash these foo-foos again mid-September. Wait, was it mid-September now? So what, next week we're gonna get another rollout? And how many people's gonna roll their sleeves up? You understand? How many people is gonna just submit? Like, yeah, sure, no problem. I don't care. I had a black lady from Chicago. She said, listen, I don't care. The lady said, I don't care what's in it. I don't care what it do. I wanna just get it so I can be safe and protect mine. I haven't seen that lady since. But I wanna show you guys something. I wanna go show you guys something. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. See what the title says, right? Let me pull this up. I'm not even gonna share my screen. I'm just gonna put it flat out. I'm just gonna put it flat out for you. I want you guys to see. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I don't do this to make you guys feel some type of way. I do this to educate you and edify you guys. So when things hit the fan and it's us by ourselves, you got some place to run to, man. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we all we got. You know, I say this all the time. And you know, some of you guys take heed and you listen, others don't. But at the end of the day, I still gotta, okay, here we go. Screen. Hold on. Let me resave it. PDF. Wow. It won't let me see. Hold on. me save this. All right. Perfect. I'll show you guys something, man. And again, I don't want you guys to be upset. Some of you guys are gonna be mad when you see this, man. But I'm just a messenger. You gotta study to show yourself approved, right? So let me see. Is it this one? There you go. There you go. Put it right here for you guys. Now, remember what they told you. See, when we started uncovering this, they try to switch the narrative and dissect it left. For one, ask yourself this question. Did you not notice that there's no mention of God's name like Jehovah or Yah or I am that I am? You notice that there's no mentioning of none of that in the New Testament. Not one time. Not one time. Everything has transitioned to Father, this, that. And even with the Father, we're going to really have to break down that understanding. You understand? Yeah, we really got to do so. Right? But you'll notice that there's no mentioning of that. Right? Cool. When you look at the New Testament, right? They gave us Jesus. I had when I was in the truth seeking, and even now, you know what I'm saying? I always question, how does Jesus and Savior correlate, right? So then I seen the KJV 1611, the authorized version. I'm talking about the original print, and the original print showed this right here. Remember, there's no J, so it was Oz. So if it's no J, that means it was Azus, right? Okay. When you look at the name Azus, it says the name Azus itself is a modernized and westernized. You see this key word? Westernized version of Elisios. Elisios equals Hell Zeus. And when you do your homework, and I mean do your homework, you'll see that Zeus is equal to Satan. Yes, Satan. So remember when he said, remember in the word it says that he would like to be like the Most High. On the side of the north, all of these things was given unto you in preparation. But we seen this and we took it as, I don't know, a conspiracy theory. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in our minds when we read this and we see that the word says precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. You might get something here, you might get something there, right? We know these things, but yet we choose to ignore it for whatever reason it may be. For me, I consider it just high ignorance. For me, I consider it just being fearful. For me, I consider it not wanting to step into the fire to question it. Then the word says you must go through the fire, and when you go through it, you're going to come out as fine gold. The word tells you that. But when it comes to unveiling the truth, especially when it comes to religious strongholds, it's to, well, that's your belief, you can believe what you want and I'm gonna believe what I want. And the question that I ask is, how is that beneficial for us? Has that worked out for us? Like, honestly, all jokes aside, I ask yourself that question. Has it really worked out for us to the point where we can say, yeah, that's what it was, that's what it is? No. Religion has caused us to be completely divided in every aspect. Family members is divided. You got family members that's a diehard Catholic. You got somebody that's a diehard Protestant. You got somebody that's a diehard Christian. You got somebody in your family that's a Muslim. And every single person is stuck in their ways and stuck into the belief. But then when a person like me comes with the monkey wrench and say, nah, so if you believe in this and you believe in that and he believe in that, so how are we gonna have salvation? I thought we supposed to be salvation. I mean, don't all of us want to be in paradise together? So if you stand on what you stand on and she stand on what she stand on, and we ain't meeting nowhere in the middle outside of the name of Jesus, not knowing that Jesus only means our Zeus, hell Zeus, which you can see, you can look this up. I can go online and show you this. I can really go online and show you this. These things, these informations is here, but the problem is we don't want it because you scared. You scared, but you gotta go through the fire. How are you gonna be justified and be seen as a true righteous soldier, a servant of the Most High? When we use in layman's terms, to be a servant of the Most High, if you're afraid to step into the fire and uncover the truth, then the words say you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. The question that I always ask, do we really want to be set free? That's the $1 million question. Do we want to be set free? Or do we like the conditions that we're in? My man just got gunned down on Wednesday by a friend, by somebody he knew. This is the time that we are in. And nobody see nothing wrong with that. You don't see nothing wrong when parents is burying their children. You don't see nothing wrong with that. You don't see nothing wrong with parents not even able to live a long, elderly life. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that. Everybody is okay with the conditions that we are in. So it's okay to live to see 61 and die. It's okay to be 55 with a walker. It's okay. It's okay for your daughter to don't even desire to be married. It's okay. And everybody that's on that type of time, somebody's going to say, Jesus know my heart. And Jesus died for my sins. And I'm going to stand with Jesus. I posted something on TikTok. I'm not getting no views. Matter of fact, I put it in my shorts. When I'm showing you guys this ideal picture, I'm actually showing this. Why are they saying Jesus? It's not getting no views. But the question that I ask is, why are they stopping this truth from coming out? What is it about this truth that these people are shadow banning or blocking or creating every law, community guidelines, protocols, YouTube, this, rules and regulations to stop this truth? But meanwhile, when it comes to gun violence, showing guns, showing drugs, women shaking their ass, doing all of that is acceptable. But when a man like myself is just holding up a picture just like that you see on the screen, I met with some level of pushback. And nobody don't question that. Come on now, it gotta be a point in time in our lives where we gotta start evaluating everything. We gotta start evaluating the stuff that they give us to participate in and accept. We gotta start evaluating these things, man. Because if we're not doing it now, when are we gonna do it? If we're not checking what's going on now, when are we gonna do it? The hood is on life support, guys. The hood is on life support. I can't speak for the suburbs. I can't speak for the luxurious life that Europeans get to live, and even some black people. I can't speak for that. I can only speak for the things that I'm exposed to. And I'm exposed to chaos. I'm exposed to violence. I'm exposed to murder. I'm exposed to drug dealing, prostitution. These are the things that I'm exposed to. And if I'm exposed to it as an adult, I was exposed to it as a child. And my children are being exposed to it. And these school systems is grooming our children to accept and embrace this evil exposure. So what are we going to do? What are we going to say? Where does this stem from? It stems from these lies that you guys are afraid to step in the fire to uncover. And you can't get mad at me. Hold on, let me play this. And you guys can't get mad at me because I choose to say something. You guys can't get mad at me because I choose to stand up. If you want to be a stand-up man, you gotta always stand up. Only people that sit down is women. So are you saying men have become females? I got more female support in this podcast than men. That's scary to me. No disrespect to my sisters, I love you guys. But I already know at this war, it's not for you. You're not supposed to be outside. You're supposed to be inside catering to these children. Teaching them true righteousness. But you're not. You outside pushing it, being more like, yo, you need to be on the Repent and Die podcast. You need to be on this type of time. Why is this so? It's like that because we don't want to be stand-up men. Because we don't even know what we're standing up for. If you stand for nothing, you're gonna fall for everything. And guess what? We have been standing up for nothing for over 400 years. And the reason why we're not standing up is because they gave you Jesus, and Jesus told you to sit down and have faith. Have you in a state of belief that a European is gonna save black people from Europeans? If that's the case, why didn't Russia do it a long time ago? All these areas, why didn't they do it a long time ago? But you telling me something is gonna crack through the skies and bring us justice. A European is gonna come from the sky and bring us justice. I mean, I really want you guys to meditate on that. A European is gonna come through the sky to bring us justice. Knowing that our trials and tribulations, our suffering and misery comes from the hands of these guys. This is not a hate thing, it's a true thing. It's not a race thing, it's a true thing. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna still continue this shit, just not do nothing? I'm playing this music in the background so when I'm talking, it can meditate and resonate on your soul. On your soul, because we're losing people. By 2030, marriage will be obsolete in the black community. That's what 6 years from now. By 2030, guys. Come on. Can we not restore the order? Can my people not desire to restore order? Hold on, let me make sure this is playing again. Because I like this joint. Are we not going to restore order? Do you not want order? The only time you want order is when you place an order for food. The only time you want to establish order is when somebody trying to play you for a fool that looks like you. But when the real individual is playing you for a fool, you don't want no order. You just want to be left alone. You just want to just work and get your money and take care of your family. That's what you keep saying. But what is a family if there's no man? What is a family if there's no mother? What is a family if there's no order? What is it? Come on. I love my people way too much for me to just turn the other cheek. I love my people way too much for me to keep that same mentality that my parents had, that my ancestors had, that says, listen, I just want to work, just want to make some money, I want to take care of my family. That's the same thing my mom said. You know how much trouble I went through? My man's that died, that's probably the same thing that his mom said. He's no longer here. So what are we doing? What are we saying? Are we not gonna stand up? Are we gonna remain seated? You want to remain seated and conceited at the same time. Doesn't make sense. It's female tendencies, man. And I get it. I know the female tendencies come because a lot of us come from single parents. virus is feeding you lies. Society's feeding you lies. Social media is feeding you lies. The system is feeding you lies. But what you fail to realize is that God gets the end. He gets the final say. And when you go against what He told you to do, you suffer at the end. And you suffering. There's no way on God's green earth that the rubies that God created, that the title of being a ruby God gave you, women are being left alone. Y'all gonna be in your 50s, single. You thinking that you're going from relationship to relationship is normal. That's not how God created life to be. You have to kill this perspective that these heathens have displayed to you. I'm sorry. That's not how it's supposed to be. And until you let go of that, until you realize that, until you play your position, you're gonna forever suffer, bro. And even for you men, you can play around too. You can run around, go from this, that, deal with this, that. If you're not claiming them and you're not trying to be a part of them and be that male presence, right? Meaning that if something was to go wrong, they're gonna reach out to you in your job. As a man, you gotta be there. No matter who it is. I don't care if it's baby mama number 12. Baby mama number 1 calls, you gotta be there. Number 2 calls, you gotta be there. Number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you gotta be there. Because you gave them you had, let me not say this wrong. You have, how can I say? You have put your seed inside of them. So you have used their body to produce you again. So your job for just that alone, you have to be there. Now I'm not saying you guys supposed to give $1 million, but you gotta be there. And these are the things that I gotta start promoting on this podcast. You gotta be there. And sisters, you gotta let the men arrive. You gotta let the men show up. You can't put another hurdle and another hurdle and another hurdle and another hurdle, and then you put these hurdles, and then you go out into the real world, you go out to social media, you go out to your friends and family, and you play victim. Doesn't work. We have to go back to the essence of things. We have to go back to the foundation, our culture. We gotta go back to being us again. Circumstances that we are in now, it's only going to get worse. Because let me tell you something, these children are being exposed to sexual things, hearing it through music. They don't even censor things no more. They're being socialized, they're being sexualized at a young age. I'm watching little girls be 13 years old going to school with poom poom shorts on. 13. I see 13, 12-year-olds walking with their parents with poom poom shorts on. This is the craziness. And we have accepted this. And for me as a father, I say to my daughters all the time, I say, let me ask you a question. The people that's running the world, how do they have their daughters dressed? I said, did you ever see a Jewish girl with a poom poom shorts on? Did you ever see an Arab girl with poom poom shorts on? They were like, well, we see Chinese people. I said, yeah, Chinese people got no bodies. That's why they can wear stuff like that. But you're looking at, you don't get turned on by seeing a Chinese woman. No disrespect, but they don't have that physical physique. They like, damn. But you as a black woman. As a black young girl, you guys are developing at 9, 10 years old. And you going into places forgetting that you are in a war. You are surrounded by wolves. There's heartless people out there. Heartless people out there. There's grown men that see nothing wrong in molestation. There's grown men that see nothing wrong with pedophilia. There's grown men that will smile in your face, give you a hug, and behind your back will touch your child and give your child money and say, shh, this is between me and you. And by the time you find out, it's going to be too late, because that child becomes traumatized. And nobody ever heals from that. You don't heal. You just put a band-aid. You learn how to cope with it, but you don't heal. Because healing comes with confronting. Confronting comes with walking through that fire. You know that fire? You gotta confront those things. That's the only way you're gonna get turned into fine gold. But you're being taught to not confront it. You're being taught to just, put a band-aid on it. Forgive and not to forget. Forgive and forget is one and the same. You can't have one and not the other. If I'm gonna forgive, I also gotta forget. I can't forget and then forgive. That don't make sense. Because at any given moment, when I see this individual, it might trigger. And when it triggers, then what? And you want to know how I can tell you that a lot of us hasn't recouped from these traumas, right? Because anything that goes on and it triggers and you see a flag, you revert back to being in a state of defense. And you're going to produce and you're going to promote and you're going to say things to justify whatever you want to justify, even though what you're justifying is a complete nonsense. Facts. Come on. Know who you praying to, man. The word said you can't serve two masters. You're going to love one and hate the other. The New Testament teaches you not to love nor care for the God of old. The God of the Old Testament, the New Testament tells you not to care for that, because the Old Testament tells you to love him is to keep his commands. The New Testament telling you no longer got to keep the commands. So now I'm teaching you how to hate him. And then in return of the hate that you got for him, he's visiting you, your generations, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, for your iniquities. And when all hell breaks loose, you know what you then do? You then blame God. When you're not blaming Jesus, when you're not blaming this fairy tale illusion, this false nonsense, you're not blaming that. This is psychological. He that controls the mind controls the spine, and can tell you if you're going to get ahead or you're going to be left behind. And guess what, people? We've been left behind. We've been left behind. and it looks like we ain't never going to get ahead. As long as churches is still active, we're not getting ahead. As long as religion is still active, we're not going to get ahead. As long as we submit to their philosophies, theologian teachings, we'll never get ahead. We will never get ahead. And it's sad. And as much as I love you guys, I'm just here to tell you the truth. I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to war with you guys. I don't want to do none of that. I just want to bring you guys to the truth. The Repent or Die podcast stands for the voice for the voiceless. The mission for this podcast is to get the hood into the kingdom. You know why? Because we deserve it. Look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, I deserve to be royal. I deserve to be in a palace. I don't deserve to be in a hood filled with rats and roaches. I don't deserve to be in a hood with things that's in my community that's doing damage to me. I don't deserve that. You have to start saying that. Take this podcast, and after it's done, for you to take it and go look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I want for yourself? What do I want to leave behind for my children? Do I want to continue the generational curse, or do I want to put an end to it? These people nowadays got you believing that putting an end to the generational curse is giving your children a bag full of money. That's not what it's going to save us. Money is not what we need. What we need is each other. What we need is our creators, our ancestors. What we need is our culture back. What we need is our heritage. What we need is our land. But last but not least, what we need is our freedom. Moses said, let my people go. Let my people go. Who's going to be the Moses? Moses said that there will be somebody from that's going to come up looking like him, that's going to lead the way. You guys still thinking that he's talking about Jesus. He's talking about you. He's talking about me. He's talking about us. That's going to lead us out of Egypt. Think about that. When you playing this and you driving in your car, I don't know if you up in the morning, I don't know if you're already in your car, I don't know if you're getting your day started. But when you play this, meditate on what I said to you. Visualize yourself, analyze yourself, critique yourself. The word said, judge yourself so you will not be judged. Do these things, come on. What you got to lose? If you know you're a sucker, stand up in front of your mirror and say, well, I'll be damned, I am a sucker. And then from that revelation, you then have to make a drastic change and say, I will no longer be a sucker. And if you are a sucker and you're proud to be a sucker, let the whole world know that you are a sucker. So individuals who want to remain sucker free know how to operate around you. You see how simple that is? See, when I look in the mirror, I look and I say, man, I'm a well-handsome young man. For my age, for the things that I went through, I'm able to overcome. Thank you for that. Praise our ancestors. All glory be to our ancestors. All glory be to our ancestors, our creators. Thank you. But then I also say, listen, I got a lot of things to work on. I remember being calm. I'm no longer calm because doing all of this research, doing all of these studies, doing all of this content, being in the community, being in amongst around people, hearing the conversation, it starts really creating a high level of anger, frustration, disappointment. That's why the word says, with much wisdom comes sorrow. I be angry, people, I'm not gonna lie. I be hurt, I be sorrowful, I be sad. Because it's like my people really don't see what's going on. My people really don't care. We're the only race on the face of this earth that's digressing with the advance of technology. We're the only one that's making a dramatic digression. The Chinese people are buying everything. The Jewish people been owning everything. The Arabs been owning everything. What are you owning? Some Jordans? An iPhone? A car? What are we teaching our children to own? An iPad? A book bag? What are we teaching us? I'm seeing these Jewish people, their children be 17 years old, 18 years old, fresh out of high school, already got a medical and billing agency, running the show. While we 17, 18 years old, we getting high, we getting drunk, we want to play basketball, we want to rap. Nobody want to be doctors, nobody want to be lawyers, nobody want to do nothing. Listen, man. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm just a messenger. I'm not here to cause strife. I'm not here to cause anger. I'm not here to cause frustration. And I'm damn sure not here to bring forth confusion. I'm just here to bring forth truth. For you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. It's your brother, man, from the motherland, man. And for those that don't know who I am him. I am Mr. Keep My Foot. When you heathen, you he-go, and the newly installed heathenites next. Are you dumb? Or are you dumb? Father, say it one time for one time.